I, Dr. Kavita Singh, Associate Professor of Law in WBNUJS, has a teaching experience of more than 15 years, is presently the coordinator of the socio-economic offences. One of the module of this paper is internet fraud, which I am going to present before you. The use of internet across the world has given birth to many social platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, blogging. People can connect into each other across the world with stroke of few fingers. Businessmen also take the help of internet nowadays to promote their sales, which has given birth to online shopping platforms such as Flipkart, Amazon, where payments can be easily made through internet using debit cards. Globalization has led to often premium and efficient services with the advancement of the information technology sector. Such facilities and services are often misused by the antisocials for criminal activities using cyberspace and internet. Criminal activities such as stealing the identity, online defamation, cyber pornography, morphed pictures, anonymous post by users, online lottery scam, debit credit card fraud transactions has also constituted internet frauds. The major concern about internet based crimes or crimes which are committed with the help of internet are difficult to detect as modern infrastructure and latest devices with the trained people are required to be accessed the database. There has been one or more issues with internet based crime, that is, these can be committed from any part of the world, and there comes the question of jurisdiction of such commission of offence as who will prosecute such offenders. The laws varies from region to region. Banking offences or credit card offences have made banks rethink and re-engineer so as to provide customers security and efficient services in cases of electronic monetary transfers. The present generation is all about speeding, whether customer do not have the time to go to the bank. Individually, computers at present time have yield huge capacity of storing numbers with accuracy and having reached to people breaking all boundaries, where people move more with plastic money than paper money. E-banking has also helped to do away with the manual banking processes, where individuals had to go to the bank and carry out funds transfer process, bill payments and other services, which now can be availed with a few clicks within minutes. The same has also given a rise to fake and emails stating winning of crores of rupees and asking the receiver of mail to deposit few lakhs as processing fees. Transfer fees, conversion fees, giving huge discount on using debit cards in fake website has also resulted in fraudulent transfer of huge amount to perpetrators. Sending of lewd comments in social media, social networking site has been increasing at an alarming rate, causing the person grave mental anxiety to live peacefully. These frauds using the internet creates a socio-economic impact upon the society as people part with their hard-earned money by falling prey to these traps. There is a need for awareness mechanism about the rise of these frauds, and people do not respond out greed to such emails or phone calls to reveal debit credit cards information. Cyber pornography has no particular meaning, as we know that the porn industry is huge industry and such draws attention of legislations such as Indian Penal Code, Information Technology Act and Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. Different countries deal with concept of pornography differently. In India, pornography viewing in public places, uploading such videos into the cyberspace constitute offence. Morphed pictures and video clips are often transmitted over mobile phones and social networking websites to put the victim in fear and compel him/her to part away with money or other favors. Cyber criminals follow their target in cyberspace, whereby using tactics such as hacking, phishing, spamming, malwares and other uncommon activities to the web world. It is often the duty of the customer to go through the policies and terms before making online transaction, which will give them a clear picture as what security norms the particular bank follows. Specialized investigating agencies preserving electronic evidences in a proper way along with spreading awareness are the key looks for things for combating internet fraud. The learning outcome first is kind of internet frauds taking place, the procedure of committing such offences, the investigation of internet offences relating to information technology and Indian Penal Code, the need of specialized agency for investigation of internet frauds, preservation of electronic evidence, etc. Typology of internet frauds in India affect a person or property when an act is committed with criminal intention to defunct the information technology sector, which constitutes the e-governance and e-commerce sector in India. The computer is used as a target and also as a tool for the commission of the crime. Example, the computer is the mechanism to prepare a virus. It is also the tool to inject the same virus and crash the entire network. The NPS bank case can be another example where the management trainee of the bank was engaged to be married and a couple of their relationship exchanges several emails. Thereafter, the couple broke off the woman and the woman created a fake email ID in the name of the bank and sent emails to the clients of the boy. The bank's computer were used to carry out the activities. The company lost huge number of clients and the bank was also liable for the act. Cyber-stalking or cyber harassment is done using electronic means by the offender. It often involves threatening the victim with dire consequences by adopting a dominating behavior per se. Stalking do not any harm except for the creation of jarring feelings that someone is constantly being watched over. Cyber-stalking may be said to be a form of trespass to person. Cyber pornography cannot be defined exactly, it depends upon the dependence on the vision and the understanding in different cultures across the world. For example, a sexual act may be pornographic in nature in India, but may not be in UK. The marketing of the women in flesh trade, objectifying them in sexual acts, the word obscenity is different from the word pornography. It determines the standard meaning of criminality across different cultures and religions. The standard meaning of obscenity has a changeable meaning depending upon the time to time and the way country progresses due to the effect of globalization. Hacking. Hacking is oldest form of internet fraud. It is said to be gaining unauthorized access to someone else's computer to electronic device and using it without permission. The most popular targets of hackers, the individual who practice hacking are government's website. Even the website of Ministry of Defence was hacked into once mercifully with very little harm. Phishing, offences relating to misrepresenting customers with fake details of websites, asking to entering details such as bank account number, user ID and password, thinking it to be genuine and thus participating in the commission of the fraud. This information asking the person to enter is often received via emails. There has been instances where fake websites in the name of Reserve Bank of India has been created, where it has been stated that RBI is taking steps to enhance the security of the customers, where they need the details of the debit credit cards along with CVV number, which will make the customers lose all their savings accounts money. The RBI has taken repeated steps coming out with mass awareness programs, thereby saying that such information are never asked by RBI. Fake emails claiming to send thought, though RBI with fake logos and addresses are used to ask bank account details of customers, promising winning of crores through online lotteries. As the customer send his detail, the fraudster asks to deposit fees such as processing fee, international fund transfer fee, RBI fee and such other fees, making the corpus to a few lakhs. The innocent customer, thinking it to be true and without consulting anyone, deposits such amount on one after the other, and finally one day their phone numbers and emails are not responsive. Vishing. This has been recent area where criminals are using telephonic devices such as mobile phones to communicate the target persons or victims, who sometimes browse or download malicious software which gives access to the phone book, contacts, data and personal informations. Criminals call up people, and to convince the victim they give out some information as to make the person believe their authenticity. Thereafter comes up with questions such as the debit card which you are using will expire shortly. There is some new offers if a add-on card is taken, which can be availed by blocking old card and activating the new one and revealing one-time password sent by banks to mobile phones to authorize transaction to the fraudster, creating a socio-economic impact upon the minds of the victim. They are made to part away with their money due to lack of awareness of these frauds being committed, as offers and discounts to seems to luring to be left out. Damage to computer sources, documents. When control of website by breaking the password of the same and contents are changed, or for the same reason try to change or alter any computer source code or program, or alter the same which the law requires to be kept. Section 65 of the IT Act and Section 383 of the IPC are sections attracting these offences. Impact of internet fraud. Internet frauds do not only make an individual vulnerable in regard to the monetary transaction and intangible resources, but also it puts the entire organizational structure performing its operation in a vulnerable position. In terms of national security, cyber crimes are mainly targeted in the defense sector of the country, which demands utmost care and vigil. The government has been trying to constantly combat the issue relating to cyber crimes, special cyber crime policy units along with specialized cyber crime forensic units, the Indian Penal Code and the Indian Evidence Act, which now accepts electronic evidence under section 65B of the Act. The legislation have been amended in recognizing cyber offences and provide a legal framework to provide security for e-commerce transactions. The Government of India has unveiled the National Cyber Security Policy 2013, which has highlighted the following points for security in the cyber world. Setting up the cyber ecosystem in the country. Structuring policies and designs relating to security in terms of global standards of security. Enhancing the regulatory structure creating a database to receive information across the country upon likely threats and measures to combat it, giving special training to the workforce in next 5 years, international integration of the technological products and services, protecting information during process, handling the storage, better and efficient mechanism relating to investigation, prosecution of internet frauds. Internet frauds. Internet frauds in India affect a person or property where an act is committed with criminal intention to defund the information technology sector, which constitutes the e-governance and e-commerce sector in India. The computer is used as a target and also as a tool for the commission of the crime. Example, the computer is the mechanism to prepare a virus and also the tool to inject the same virus and crash the entire network. Structuring policies and designs relating to security in terms of global standards of security. Enhancing the regulatory structure, creating a database to receive information across the country upon likely threats and measures to combat it. Giving special training to the workforce in next 5 years, integration of technological products and services, protecting information during process, handling and storage, better and efficient mechanism relating to investigation, prosecution of internet frauds. Offences under the ITA and Indian Penal Code, cyber-stalking, pornography, hacking, phishing, relationship between e-banking and e-commerce, identity theft also comes under the purview of IT Act as an offence committed cheating by personification, wherein the inherent motives are generally financial. This offence is dealt with under section 66C of IT Act 2000 and comes with a punishment of up to 3 years and fine up to rupees 1 lakh. Vishing. This has been a recent era where criminals are using telephonic devices such as mobile phones to communicate the target persons or victims who sometimes browse or download malicious software which gives access to the phone book, contacts, data and personal information. Criminals call up people and to convince the victim they give out some information as to make the person believe their authenticity. Thereafter comes up with questions such as the debit card which you are using will expire shortly. There is some new offer if add-on card is taken which can be availed by blocking the old card and activating a new one and revealing the one-time password sent by bank to mobile phones to authorize transaction to fraudster, creating a socio-economic impact upon the minds of the victim. They are made to part away with their money due to lack of awareness of these frauds being committed as offers and discounts to seem to learning to be left out, damages to computers sources, documents when controlled of a website by breaking the password of the same and contents are changed or for some reason try to change or alter any computer source code or program or alter the same which the law requires to be kept. Section 65 of the IT Act 2000 and section 383 of the IPC are sections attracting this offence cyber crimes. Laws available in the case of Syed Asafuddin versus State of Andhra Pradesh 2006, Reliance Infocom released a mobile set with a bundle of features in the market which included a very technological advanced handset. Since the overall cost of the scheme was very reasonable, the response to this scheme by Reliance Infocom was tremendous. However, the handset provided with this scheme was digitally locked so that it would work only with the Reliance Infocom services. Tata Indicom employees somehow managed to digitally unlock the set and make it work with Tata Indicom services and thereby managed to attract customers away from Reliance Infocom in an illegal manner. When the matter was brought to the court, the Tata Indicom employees claimed that no offence under the IT Act was made out. The court refuted these contention and said that the said act falls under the purview of section 65 of the IT Act and that the mobile handset which were tampered with fell under the meaning of computer under section 2 of the said act. Sending threatening messages by email, mobile phones, section 503 IPC and is attracted when a person has said to commit an offence of criminal intimidation where the person threatens to harm the person or his property or another person in whom he might be interested in it, is said to have committed the offence of criminal intimidation which attracts punishment up to. Email social networking sites are often used to bully or blackmail people in return of money or valuables. Sending defamatory messages by email, mobile phones, section 499 IPC, whoever makes a publication of visual representation having an intention to cause harm, a person's reputation is said to have committed such an offence. The present scenario of upcoming social media networking such as Facebook, Twitter and others applications are used to commit such offences by making objectionable cartoons, characters or sending lewd message in Facebook morphed for prawn pictures, MMS clippings and comments relates to defamation. Abusive emails are sent to harm the reputation of the person or creating fake email IDs and then sending defamatory statement to them. An offender can be punished up to 2 years or with fine or both under section 500 Indian Penal Code. Defamation the government, defaming the government, it is a criminal offence to defame the government. This holds an important comment on governmental actions become serious when committed upon online on some social media website because such websites have tremendous reach and comments made thereon may be transmitted much faster as compared to other means of transmission. This after a reading hint that there lies a chances of communal imbalances which can give the antisocial mean to create disharmony in the society. Sedation under section 124A IPC, sending offensive message under 66A of IT Act, and this section now stands amended after the Supreme Court judgment in the Shreya Singhal versus Union of India case. If any female government female officials is ridiculed or made subject to any sexist remark, then apart from the aforementioned section, the offender may also be charged under section 3 and 4 of the Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act 1986. Forgery of electronic records, section 463 IPC, a person is said to have committed an offence of forgery when he is said to have created any false document or records which is created to cause harm or damage to public or any person or to cause him to part with property either using express or implied means, such affixing digital signature records without authority, sends or transmits any document electronically which is often said to be committed by sending fake email is said to have committed such an offence which can be punished up to 2 years with fine or both under section 465 of Indian Penal Code. Coming to bogus websites, cyber frauds, section 420 IPC offence committed using the internet as a tool dishonestly induces the person to deliver any property to any person or destroy or alter a part of whole of the valuable security, putting up lucrative job advertisement or sale of goods as at very low prices using the internet is said to have committed the offence of cheating and dishonestly inducing delivery of property and can be punished up to 7 years with fine. Online sales of drugs and arms, internet has numerous points of advantages, but such is always subject to a few discrimination. Drugs which when exceeded the permissible limit according to the schedule of the NDPS Act is a criminal offence. People with motive to earn quick money are using internet as a tool to sell drugs such as cocaine, hashish and other contravening items. This attracts both criminal liability on the part of the seller and the buyer, as the buyer will be in illegal possession and the seller selling without such license. Steps to preserve and use electronic evidences. Combating internet fraud in India would require special court, specialized team investigating such offences, use of advanced technology for search, seizure and preserving evidences, moderate temperature and environment of the room where the evidence is kept. Such defined temperature needs to be maintained at all times to ensure the proper condition of the electronic devices. As secondly, as there is a huge burden upon the court and the speeding up of process of forensic examination or expert opinion upon the seized electronic evidence is important. Justice delivery and retrieving information from the items as due to long delay of trial and investigation, the same can be lost with time. Thirdly, section 207 of CRPC mandates supply of FIR, charge sheets, statements and other annexures, but the section is silent upon the supply of electronic digital evidence such as disk data recovered from pen drives or the forensic reports of the same. Fourthly, the process of storing and preserving digital evidence in the malkhana or the storing room where the electronic evidences are kept in, such as hard drive, pen drives, disk, systems, networking devices and other items with seizures for other cases in this can cause harm to the data loss, damage of electronic evidence resulting a harm in the outcome of the case. Fifthly, there is also need for security of electronic evidence in the malkhana or the storing room, which needs constant CCTV surveillance and monitoring. As data protection is the essence of investigation relating to internet offence, so to draw inference it is mandatory to ensure its protection. Sixthly, another challenge before the agency is territorial jurisdiction of such crimes. Sometimes a person can hack or spam or skim data from one end of the world to another, and there has to be consultation among the nations to combat such issues. To sum up with the preservation of digital evidence, we can say that data integrity to recover data as it is, audit trials how and where data is intercepted except keeping in mind the chain for data recovery, specialist support experts opinion, appropriate training to better handling electronic devices, legality, relevance and admissibility of evidence under section 45 of the Indian Evidence Act. To conclude, prevention of internet fraud offence, it is mandatory to take some precautions while using the internet. There is a need for awareness programs which will educate everyone and make them aware of cyber crimes and punishments, penalties for safe surfing and browsing, making them aware how to use and handle mobile and online banking, how to secure personal information, how to use various applications, what precautions one has to take to be while doing online banking transactions, one has to consider that no matter how technologically a computer is made secure, one has to know about how, when, whom and how much information is to be shared with a third party. Cyberspace is an area where large number of social communications happen amongst human beings. Awareness research studies on how the Information Technology Act is performing in the society are actually the major challenges. Implementation of the law another. Thank you.